Let's go catch some fish. In bait, baby.
What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel, Walking on Water. It's literally 5 a.m. right now. If you can't tell, I have the sun glaring in my face. It's absolutely just the most gorgeous setting I think I've ever seen being on the water. Absolute glass, low cloud coverage, fog and steam rising off the water as the sun peeks over, just as bright as can be. Can't even look at it, it's so bright. We are out here today and we are targeting spring kokanee, AKA late spring kokanee. We're gonna talk about tactics, we're gonna talk about setup, and of course we're gonna talk about corn, and we're gonna catch some fish, baby. So stay with us, let's get out there, let's go over some late spring kokanee tactics. Let's go catch some fish. We got the shrimp, baby. Looking absolutely beautiful. And then of course, a late spring staple, the garlic bloody tuna. We're gonna see which one of these picks up a fish first, and if we can't be consistent with one or the other, and as soon as we dial that in, that's what we know we're gonna use. So let's get after it. So we're doing a little testing today out here on the water for these late spring kokanee, and I'm using a standard regular rubber hoochie with nothing above it. This has been a go-to setup for mine in the past, but I'm testing some new summer / late spring, so late spring to summer walking on water hybrid hoochies today. And so I'm pairing it against something that is a little bit more generic and you can just buy right out of the package at every local tackle shop. So there's that one. And then, as you can tell, the walking on water hybrid hoochie with the little willow blade above it. New summer edition, looks pretty freaking sexy if you ask me. This thing's gonna absolutely smack him today, I hope. So stay with us, guys. Let's get these things deployed, get them in the water. Let's go catch some fish. All right, guys, so I'm starting this one super shallow, like I said, in the 20th area. Oh, fish, 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 fish. It's a nice fish too, guys. Right off the freaking bat, baby. This thing is going absolutely insane. Let's go, guys. We lost it. Oh my gosh. That thing was going absolutely insane. That was a really nice kokanee too, and it just kept jumping straight at us the whole entire time. That freaking thing grabbed it and just whoa, 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 and just started swimming right at us, jumping out of the water every second. I thought for sure we still had it on, but is the way it is. First thing in the morning, we just got out here and already had one at 20 feet. So we're gonna replicate that. If this one doesn't get hit here in a while, pretty deep, we're gonna move it up and see how that goes. So stay with us, guys. All right, guys, comment down below which rod you think's going off next. I personally think it's gonna be the Walking on Water hybrid hoochie, but you never know, it could be the old generic rubber hoochie. Which one, guys? Comment down below. Try to trick these fish on the hook by doing some faster turns and some slower turns. Speeding up the inside rod, slowing down the outside one, and vice versa. See if we can't get one to come play. Man, that was a crazy fish. I was slack basically the whole time. It's absolutely crazy. First thing in the morning, I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Gosh, dude. What's up, brother? It almost jumped right in the boat. All right, guys, here's another walking on water hybrid hoochie right here. For some strange reason, my Shopify account has disconnected itself from my YouTube channel. If you guys would like to purchase any of these walking on water hybrid hoochies and or any custom walking on water hats, we're getting ready to come out with the summer line of walking on water hybrid hoochies. Different variations for the late spring and the summertime. It's walkingonwater.us / and it will get you directly to my Shopify store. I will drop the link right here. These things have been crushing it for me, and I hope they can help you guys catch fish as well. So if you're interested in that, there's the link. Let's go get some more. Oh, there it is. Rise, I'm changing it out. Rise, I'm changing it out. Right as I was getting ready to change it out, guys, I was just thinking, man, I need to switch that out. Just thinking I needed to switch that out. Come on, baby. Nice, slow, consistent pressure. Hopefully we can get this landed. Unlike the last one. Just lost it right there. 0 for 2 already. Oh, for freaking 2. And these are not circle hooks. I got drop shot hooks. Gosh dang it. Gosh dang it, guys. We're still gonna change it out. I had pressure on it the whole time. Slow, consistent reeling. That's kokanee fishing, baby. That is kokanee fishing right there. All right, guys, so we picked up that fish on a turn, right? So S-curving through the water is super important. It speeds up and slows down rods. And it's just something that you should get in the habit of doing when you're out here kokanee fishing, right? I mean, it's super easy just to, turn your motor, turn it back. Don't leave fish to find fish. Right now, we're kind of just cruising through a few of our spots, seeing what we pick up. And we're gonna hone in on this spot back here if something else doesn't prove productive as well, right? And so right now we're just fishing a little bit, but we are S-curving through the water. We're speeding up the outside rod and slowing down the inside and vice versa like that. And that's really ultimately what got both of those fish hooked up. Unfortunately, we had 2 of them come off already, and that would have been sick if we would have landed them both, because it would have made for a pretty quick limit, in my opinion, today, which is always a fun and exciting experience. But hey, that's another part of kokanee fishing that you just got to accept. You could use the drop shot hooks, and you could use, the perfect leader, the perfect setup. We're popping it off the downriver clip, nice, consistent, slow reels, good pressure on it, have a nice long net to land it, la-di-da. But in the end, kokanee are kokanee, soft mouths, small fish, erratic, crazy, and they don't want to be caught any more than you want to catch them. So that's just the way it goes. Hopefully, in this nice, beautiful, foggy morning up here in the ever so gorgeous God's country, North Idaho, we can catch a limit today, okay? So far, we've gotten one on the walking on water hybrid hoochie, failed to link up and land it, and then we also got one on the store-bought generic hoochie as well. So as of right now, they're 1-1. I did change this out for a quick change out just to throw another walking on water hybrid hoochie on, just because I already had it rigged up with corn. But if this one doesn't get hit here in a while, then we're gonna change it back out and we're gonna switch again. And we've only gotten the 1 fish on the surface so far, and we've gotten 1 down around the 50-foot area range right now. And we're marking fish. I'm marking a bunch of fish down there around 60 to 70 feet deep. So there's a lot of fish down there. There's a lot of fish down there. So if we're not getting linked up here soon, we're gonna drop right on their face to see if we can't snag one up. Oh, fish, why do you do that to me? Oh, fish, why can't you see? Get in my net, stupid fricker. Well, guys, if you commented that rod, you were right. I think I caught the only two in the lake. They just didn't get in the boat. Honestly, not marking much up top, obviously, per usual. If you guys have ever used fish finders and graphs and so on and so forth, realistically, that top 20 to 25 feet of water is going to be extremely hard to graph. It's just the breaks of the game, and I don't know why it is. I don't know if it's the disturbance. I don't know if it's the range of the actual sonar that is projected out of the transducer, or if it's just the life forms that are living in the water themselves that are blocking the signal. But I've never really been able to pick up the top 20 feet of water. Now, and that's while trolling, so on and so forth. Obviously, if you're sitting still and you're not moving, you're on your Minn Kota and you're just barely moving through, I understand that you're gonna pick up, you know, that depth. That's fine. But marking kokanee in the top 25 feet of water, haven't seen a whole lot of that, honestly. Absolutely crazy, man. It's crazy out here. It's crazy. There's fish all over us and they're just not biting. And they don't want to jump in the boat. Wonder why. It's a nice little school at 50 feet right here. Never know, we could get popped. We could get popped. All right, guys. Late spring kokanee tactic, a key piece of equipment. They come in two variations. They come in this variation right here, and they come in a variation that you put on your downrigger ball, which is a lot more expensive than this variation right here. This is a Fishhawk TD. And what it is it's a thermometer. You just simply hit start. See, it's telling the temperature outside right now. You clip it to your downrigger ball, you drop it down, and when you hit view, this is an old temperature reading. It'll tell you a reading every 5 feet of the water column. So when you're fishing in the late spring and you have a high surface water temperature, you're going to want to use something like the Fishhawk TD. I also have a full-length video on this, guys, on my channel if you guys want to go check it out. But you're going to want to utilize something like the Fishhawk TD so you can tell where these kokanee are sitting. Kokanee cannot survive water temperatures above 60 degrees Fahrenheit for any length of time. Now, they can rise above that for a short period of time, but anything above 60 degrees, if you release them back into the water system, they're gonna die. And so this is a great way to tell exactly where the optimal water temperature for kokanee are, and the optimal water temperature is actually 53 degrees Fahrenheit. And so if I'm out there on the water in late spring and early summer or in the summertime, I'm gonna realistically be looking for a nice pocket of water. Not all lakes have thermoclines, so it's really hard to target thermoclines on some kokanee lakes. That's where the Fishhawk TD really comes into play. Now, if you're fishing a really big lake that has a thermocline, it might be a little bit easier to pick up with your fish finder, but also running a Fishhawk TD like this one right here is an amazing way to set yourself apart and get right in those fish's face. So this is another great method and another great tip to have and utilize when you're on the water, late spring, early summer, and summer for kokanee fishing. Kind of moving into a new zone here, guys. Trolled in our earlier spot, which is a good spot right off the bat, and then got hooked up on those two first fish and unfortunately couldn't capitalize on them. But now that we're moving into this next little section down here, it's gonna start getting a lot better. It's gonna pick up pretty quickly, actually. So when you come to this lake and you're looking at the spots and where people are fishing at, there's one particular spot in a bay where everybody kind of congregates, but there's other spots out here along the shoreline that if you know where you're fishing, there's a lot of good spots for late spring kokanee out here. And they're not all on the surface. I've caught one, we've got hooked up on one at 53 feet, and then we also got hooked up on one early morning right off the bat. We got hooked up right on the surface. So we're kind of moving into the zone right now, and we're gonna go up there and hopefully we're gonna capitalize on a few more kokanee, guys. fish on, fish on. This is a nice fish too, guys. This is a really freaking nice fish. Stay pinned, come on, baby. Really nice fish, guys. Just releasing the downrigger clip and everything. Please, baby. Please. Come on. This is a really freaking nice fish. This could be my biggest kokanee yet. This could be my freaking biggest kokanee yet. Oh my gosh, it's a freaking tank, you guys. It is a freaking monster. Let's go. My new personal best on the Walking on Water hybrid hoochie. Oh my gosh, you guys. My biggest kokanee of all time by far. Holy crap. Woo! All right, guys, now that the dust has settled, wow. I mean, what a freaking blessing from God. I mean, it's just crazy. And I know the fish out here are extremely quality this year. This lake has produced nothing but amazing fish this year. I mean, even the smallest ones, you're talking like 10 inches long. And for kokanee, in a lot of places, that's an average size kokanee. But this year, I've noticed, I mean, I've caught 3 kokanee that are 20 plus inches just this year. And it's been an absolute gift and a blessing to be out here and get a fish with these fish, especially right here in my hometown. But these late spring, early summer kokanee tactics, where we're going deep on one rod, where we're staying shallow on another rod, we're utilizing things like the Fish Hawk TD, and we're paying attention to water temperature, and we're also matching our corn scents to the time of year and the seasons, and so on and so forth, right? Obviously, I'm running shrimp and I'm running garlic buddy tuna again today, but these have been a long tested brine of mine that I just absolutely love to use. And this year it seems to be putting me on the right fish, right? I think both of the fish that I had on earlier, they didn't release from the downrigger clip. They weren't the same quality as this giant one down here, but they were definitely in the 14, 15, maybe even 18 inch range. Excuse me. And so what I'm saying is utilizing these late spring, early summer kokanee techniques is an amazing way to get out on the water and dial in your craft. And when I mean dial in your craft, I mean, don't just go out and go fishing, guys. I love going out and just going fishing, but there's got to be a method to the madness in all of it, right? You got to pick your spots. You got to utilize the information that you know and utilize the brines that you know and put the bait right in front of those fish's face, go in the right speed and so on and so forth. And so my sweet spot for speed in the spring, in the summertime, is about 1.2 miles an hour. I know people adjust and go down and go a little bit slower than that, but for me personally, I like ranging in the little bit faster speeds for kokanee, purely because I like to catch the bigger fish. I always talk about, oh man, I hope we get a limit today, I hope we get a limit today. But if I went home with 3 20+ inch kokanee, that's honestly where I'm at with my kokanee fishing. I have so much kokanee in the freezer, I don't need 15 little dinkies. I want 3 big ones, or I want 10 big ones. Hey, I'll take 15 big ones. But I would also take 15 fish too, and I'd love to throw them on the Traeger and smoke them up. But what I'm saying is, understanding the tactics that you're using is an amazing way to dial in your skills a little bit so you can target the big fish, or you can go out and you can really just try to get a limit no matter how you go about the process, right? And so for me, I utilize these processes every single time I go to the water. Every time I go to the water. So I'm S-curving, I'm alternating depths, I'm dialing in. This one hasn't caught a fish in a while, so I moved it up a little bit, and I'm constantly changing variables to hopefully make me a little bit more successful. Even if I don't have all the answers, which I definitely don't have all the answers, if I change up enough stuff on one of the rods that's not working, even though I only have 2 rods at my disposal, eventually something's gonna hit, right? And once that thing hits, then I can start checking things off the list in my mind of what I need to replicate and what I don't need to replicate so I can stay on the fish. Those are just a few little tidbits of my thought process on how to be a better late spring, early summer kokanee fisherman, guys. Let's go catch some more. fish, 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 fish. That's a nice fish, you guys. That is a nice fish. This is a really nice fish. This is a freaking monster, you guys. Oh my gosh. The same place I got into the monster the last time. Look at this thing ripping. Oh my gosh. Come on, baby. Oh my gosh, look at that thing rip. Come on, please stay on there. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. I want to see you, please. Yes! Woo! Let's go! Another freaking monster, baby! Let's go! Yes! Yes, yes, yes. I've been losing all the little fish this year, and for some reason, these big guys freaking stay pinned. Oh my gosh. Another absolute monster, you guys. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Woo! All right, guys. That's all she wrote for me out here today, guys. We got a lot of packing to do, and we got a long journey ahead of us. Thank you guys so much for being a part of this late spring, early summer kokanee rendition out here on the water. It was an amazing morning out here on the water, super fun. No limits here today like usual, but we did get a bunch of big fish, so can't complain about that at all, guys. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode. I will catch you in the next one.